The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the cost of our upgrade change throughout the game. So if you remember on the original cookie clicker, every time you buy an extra mouse, the cost of an extra mouse actually goes up, okay? So the first one might cost 15 cookies, but then the second one might cost 20 and so on, all right? So it gets more expensive to buy these upgrades as we go along. We're gonna make our game do the same thing. So first we need to create a new variable to represent the cost of the upgrade. I'm gonna name mine extra mouse cost. Okay, so I need to come to variables, choose make a variable, and then name it, all right? So I'm gonna come back here, and I'm gonna come down to variables, choose make a variable, and then extra mouse cost. Cool. So now I've got this extra mouse cost, and if I click on this here, double click on it rather, I can change it so it's just the number, and I think that looks kind of cool, so I'm gonna put it here so I know how much it costs. Now, let's go back to our instructions for a second and take a look. When the game starts, the variable needs to be set to the initial cost of the upgrade. Mine costs 50 cookies the first time you buy it, so I'm going to set it to 50. So I'm going to come over here, and when the green flag is clicked, I am going to set my new variable to 50. Cool. So when I click on the green flag, you can see that it sets this to 50. So let's take a look back at our instructions to see what we have to do next. So the next thing that it says is let's adjust our if statement inside our upgrade button. Instead of checking to see if our cookies are greater than 49, we'll check to see if our cookies are greater than the extra mouse cost, okay? So let's take a look. We're going to come inside of our upgrade button. And in our if statement here, instead of checking to see whether cookies is greater than 49, we're going to check and see if it's greater than extra mouse cost. So this way, this will change as we go, all right? So as our extra mouse cost changes, we'll always be checking to see whether or not we can afford the upgrade. All right, so let's take another look in our instructions here. It says instead of changing our cookies by -50, we're going to set our cookies to cookies minus the extra mouse cost, all right? So think about it, if we have 100 cookies, be 100 minus 50, because that's what our extra mouse cost is set to right now. So we're taking away the cost of the upgrade. So instead of change cookies by -50, we're going to take this one out of here. And we are going to be setting cookies to cookies minus extra mouse cost. So I'm going to need my operators for minus. Here we go. And it's going to be variables, cookies minus extra mouse cost. So cookies goes in here, extra mouse cost. Cool. Let's take another look back and see what's next. I want the cost of my upgrade to double each time I buy it. So when I buy it, I'll set extra mouse cost to extra mouse cost times 2. All right, so I'm going to come back here, and I am going to set my extra mouse cost to extra mouse cost times 2. So times is another operator, and it's this guy right here. It's a little star or a little asterisk, which we sometimes use for multiplication, okay? So it's going to pop in here, and it's going to be extra mouse cost times 2. So this goes on this side, times 2. Awesome. And we are going to leave set CPS to CPS plus 1 the same, because that's the upgrade that we're buying. That's not changing in this case. All right. So I'm coming back to my instructions, and I'm looking at here's what all of that code put together looks like. Okay. So here is our entire code that we've just gone through. And mine looks pretty much the same. All right. So let's try it out really quickly here. I'm going to get up to 50 cookies. And then once I get there, I'm going to buy my extra mouse. There we go. Everything seems to be working. It subtracted 50, went up by 1, it's increasing by 1, and now my cost of my extra mouse has doubled. So this time I would need to click all the way up to 100 before I can buy my extra mouse again.